Never show girls airsoft guns.
Not even your girlfriend.
Nope. Girls are not impressed by airsoft.
Nope.
Don't tell girls you do airsoft.
Nope.
If you invite a girl over to your house, hide them.
Hide them.
Hide all
Hide
of
them.
them. Put them in the closet.
I literally have a closet. I put them in the fucking closet, man.
If you're on a first date and a girl comes over and she sees one airsoft gun, it's fine. It's a cute little toy. You can do like a cute little thing. It's like, oh, do you know how to shoot this?
You want to try it?
And she's like, hey, I can show you how to do it. It's like, oh, that's fun. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I have 74 guns in my living room. It's bad. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Defrowe Show. Today, we are filming on my couch with the one and only Maydaysan. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me. So let's go talk some stuff and get some whiskey.
Let's do it.
So, like, why don't you tell me the backstory? What's going on? What's the story? What's the legend? How you here? Why you here? Airsoft. How did it all go?
Long story short, been playing airsoft for about 20 years.
Yep.
In Australia, we don't really have guns, so it's not really a thing.
Yeah.
So I arrived in Japan when I was 20. And then within a few hours of arriving in Japan, I found myself at a large electronics store because I like electronics.
Yes.
And I was very surprised to see that on the top floor of Yodobashi Camera, they had a whole floor of guns.
Wow.
And I was like, the hell is this? I thought it was like maybe a puzzle, maybe like a 3D puzzle, like you put them together or something.
Yeah.
I was talking to the staff member. He's like, no, it's kind of like paintball. But instead of paintball, they shoot ball bearings. I'm like, oh. And like you just shoot like paper targets with them, right? It's like, oh, if you want to. But we normally just go out to the forest and to like shoot our friends.
Wow.
I was like, cool, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I have been obsessed with this for the last 20 years.
Oh yeah. Wow. Obsessed with airsoft. You know, I could attest to that. You know, I've only been playing for, God, 3 years.
Yeah, but you're way better than me already because you actually practiced.
Yeah, but I got so obsessed with it in 3 years. I remember for a long time, I only had like 2 or 3 guns, and that was it. And then I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then all of a sudden I have like 14 and $18,000 worth of shit.
Yeah, your $18,000 collection.
That was insane. Like, I don't know, like if any of you guys feel this, but like when you're into like airsoft, like you don't really feel how expensive it is because there's just so much value in it for you, right? We're like, oh, I don't care. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it.
It's justified.
It's justified. And then I step back out and I come back in and I have to buy all my gear again. And I'm like,
I could have bought a Porsche.
Yeah, bro. Like, this is expensive. It's not even a fucking joke. Like, it's so expensive. So
I came into this though from photography.
Okay.
And like
that's like super expensive.
Photography's like, hey, I want to buy a new lens. Oh, it's only $1,000.
Yeah.
And then for airsoft guns, like, hey, I want to buy a new gun. It's only $300. I'm like, yeah, it's a bargain.
Yeah, and like, I remember like I used to think and be like, yo, 300, any gun under 300,000 or 30,000 was like, that's cheap. That's not bad.
Right, check this out. Here we have a full metal and real wood AK-74U. Electric. Hold this. This is beautiful.
Okay.
It's got that weight. It feels fantastic in the hand. How much do you think I paid for this?
Knowing you, probably $150.
$100.
Jesus Christ. It is nice. Who's the maker? Marui?
Saima.
Oh.
But I've never used it. It just stays over there. Remen used it once, but it's I got it because it's fun to hold. It looks nice. It's a display piece.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I have 2 types of guns. I have display pieces and I have field-worthy guns.
Your collections.
Yeah. Yeah, and 99% of them are not field-worthy.
They're all either like super old or just not viable.
Yeah, like my MP5 doesn't even have hop.
What?
I've got I got 3 Marazen MP5Ks.
Yeah.
They're hopless.
Oh, shit.
And hopeless.
And hopeless. Oh, my God.
And the trigger is so long. Like, it's fantastic.
Oh, my God.
Actually, it's not fantastic. It's terrible.
Oh, my God.
It's really fun to shoot on full auto. So it's like 25 rounds per second or something on full auto, which is great because it's faster than electric guns.
Yeah.
But the semi is trash.
Yeah, the semi is trash. But, yeah, I've just been getting back into airsoft. And it's funny that you're talking about like collection pieces that never go out into the field. Like, I have 2 guns now, And it's funny because both of them were previously mine.
Yeah, you rebought them?
I rebought them.
Or you bought them back? What even is the term for that?
I bought them back. So I got my URG back. And the channel doesn't even know. I haven't even made a video officially saying that I'm back in Japan and do it for this channel. So this will be the first time to hear it.
Well, we all think you're in Canada still.
They all think I'm in Canada still. I'm like, no, I'm back here.
Or Canada.
Canada, that's right. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I have my AR-15 with my URGI, and I bought that back from Tony, the tech. And he gave me a good deal for it. He ended up making a whole ass upper for it. So now it's like CQB ready. I'm like, shit, yeah, dude. That was the only problem with my URGI. And then my boy Ryer is like, yo, do you want your MP5 back? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We met him the other day when we were at the Bakuretsu.
Was he there? Oh, no, we met Tony. Tony was there.
Okay.
Ryer wasn't there. Last time you saw Ryer was when we played Tenku.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But yeah. It's just like, if I'm going to have this time around for Airsoft, instead of having a whole ass collection of shit, I'm just going to have the 2 guns and that's it. And it's funny because like, I don't have this will to play. Like, I'm going to go play, time this recording, I'm going to go play Airsoft this weekend for the first time since May, which is the last time we played together. And I'm just like, I don't want to play. Like, I don't feel like playing. I'm okay with like playing with the guns in my house, touching them, fiddling with them, pretending, reloading, and doing some CQB clearing my house.
Being an operator.
Being an Airsoft operator in my house. But I don't have any urge to go out there and be like, I want to go and shoot people. I don't want to get hit. Like, I'm tired of it. I don't know what it is. I just like, maybe now because like, I don't have the financial capacity to go out and play like I used to. It's just like, I really have to pick my battles with how I spend my money. I'm just like, this shit is expensive, man. It's so expensive. Like, I can see why people say Airsoft is dying because it's so expensive. And you just got your $600 or $60 boxes. I see all the camping gear here and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Do you think Airsoft's dying in Japan?
I don't know. So, yeah, like you just said, I got 2 like lucky dips this week. $600 of Airsoft stuff for $40.
Yes.
That I'm going to say 95% off, but I don't know math.
Yeah.
But then looking through it, it's some really good stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm, going to sell a little bit of it or just give some away, but majority of it is legit. Like, I was showing you one of the belts. One of those belts is $180.
Jesus.
And I got 3 of them. So just on the belts, I'm going to turn a profit.
Yeah.
But how many airsoft shops have gone under recently? We've lost fields recently.
Yeah.
We've lost shops. First, I don't think they were the first shop, but they called themselves First. And they do all the best mods. All of my like $1,000 and $2,000 guns have been tuned by them.
Yes.
That's where our boy Carlos is from. Everywhere Carlos works goes bankrupt.
Yep. Poor boy, our boy. Oh, I feel bad. But yeah, like fields are going down. Asobibo, the second Asobibo field closed down again in Yokohama. It's like, shit, man. Like, there's another field in Saitama that closed, Rock 254.
You know, some good advice for making an airsoft field that's not going to close down?
What?
If you build an indoor airsoft field with really, really bright lights, don't use white walls.
Oh, he's talking about Yokobiba, bro.
You couldn't see anything.
I couldn't see shit.
It's too bright, so your traces don't work.
I couldn't see anything.
And it's too white that you can't see your
the
BBs.
BBs.
So I was thinking you could use like HK black BBs.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be the standard.
Yeah.
And they don't sell them.
Yeah.
So I just remember being so stressed when I played there. Not only was I not allowed to run, not allowed to shoot more than 3 times. And
they don't have that rule there.
They do.
No, they don't. No, that's not Asobibo.
Really?
No, Asobibo has a 100 BB limit.
Okay.
But you can spam as much as you want.
Okay, I didn't know the spam rule. Okay.
Okay.
But then there was all the issue with the grenades of like the distance that you could throw the grenade. And anytime we could only throw a grenade like 1.5 meters or something.
Yep.
But by the time it detonated, would kill ourselves. So like this doesn't work. Let us roll the grenade or something. They wouldn't let us. And that was a whole thing. That's why I didn't go back.
I think I never went back either after that day. I never went back.
I did not enjoy that experience. But the footage was beautiful. Like, it was the cleanest footage I had ever seen. It was so bright, so well exposed.
Yep.
But all the gameplay was trash.
Yeah. Like, I think for when I was editing that gameplay, I have like 41 clips, and it's only about
2.
Not 2. I mean, I have to like really, really push it and combine a bunch of shit together.
But you can combine it so easily because all the walls are white.
Yeah,
so you just edit it all
You can literally
together.
make it one big long game.
That's what I did.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, right? You know, like, so it's like one big long game. And that's like a strategy for anyone who edits Airsoft. Like, that's a real thing to do that.
I was talking to Mustang and he's like, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You shoot like 8 hours of footage, you go to the same spot, you do the same things, and then when you edit together, it looks really clean.
Yeah.
And then you just tell a story with it.
Yeah.
And the story is more important than the footage.
Yeah.
The story is more important than the kills.
Yep.
You have to give context to your actions.
Yes.
If I just watch a compilation clip of a speed softer getting like 14 kills for a match, I don't care. But if you're like, oh, you know, this is me rescuing the hostage and there's all these difficulties, like, oh, okay, I'm kind of invested.
Yeah.
There's a story.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key point that sets like beginner airsofters,
Video content creators.
yeah, beginner content creators apart from the advanced content creators. And dude, I'm still a beginner. My stories are trash. I don't know how to tell them.
Bro.
But when I was talking to Mustang's all like, when I'm filming the scene, I'm considering the story.
Really?
And he's like, he's considering the story while he's playing and then trying to create it. And it's like, he has a general idea of what he's doing. I do not. I will review all the footage and go, oh, how can I save this? How can I put this together into something cohesive?
Yes.
So I need to plan better.
Yeah, I think that's the trouble. Like even me, bro. It's so hard to craft a story from footage you can't direct or control. So like, it really is like, I know what you're saying is it really is, how can I save this and how can I make something from it? And I think I went through a phase, for any of you longtime viewers of my channel, where like I had just raw footage, I had the whole gun counter, the bullet counter footage, and then now I don't even do that anymore. Now it's just like
I liked your bullet counter.
I did like the bullet counter, but it was very limiting.
But I respected the time it took you to do it because I'm like, oh, that's 45 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, and it kind of sucked because I had to keep the count consistent, I couldn't skip scenes and dead air. I could skip dead air, but I couldn't skip certain things because it's like, oh, now the bullets aren't consistent. So then sometimes I'd edit it and then I have to go back and say, oh, fuck, I missed this. Like, oh shit, I reloaded. Like, how come I'm shooting more? I only had 15 rounds, so I have to go back over and over.
That's why you stopped doing it.
That's why I stopped doing it. And I also realized that.
So you could lie and manipulate the fans.
Yes, I actually did it. I did it so I can lie and manipulate the fans. It's
makes sense.
It's just like, bro, like, at the end of the day, and it was the biggest, like, there's a big ass cock, okay, and I had to swallow this cock and be like, nobody cares about this shit, except for me and like 3 other people. That's the reality. It's the reality.
That's Airsoft. That's being a content creator.
Yeah, it's just like you have to. I had to swallow that big pill, that big cock, put it down my throat, and be like, no one cares about this. I have to take it out for the sake of the story I'm making. And what also sucks.
Integrity.
Yeah. Integrity. Yeah, I'll say it. Yeah, I'll say it. But what's the word? This is hitting me. What sucks about Japanese airsoft is that, yes, you want to make a story. Yes, you want to do the objective. But when every game you play is the same flag, there isn't really anything you can do. And I can't go and make risky plays and be like, oh, I'm going to try and go for the flag. Because if I do, that's it. I'm sitting out.
And there's 19 people guarding the flag.
And there's 19 people guarding the flag. It's just a death wish. So it's just like...
Well, like when... That's why I just love AOJ at the moment.
Oh, just chartered games.
I love charter games. Mm-hmm. My whole thing with charter games is there's no cheaters in charter games because this is like a theory I have at the moment. But basically, you'll only cheat when you don't know the name of the other player.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So if the player on the other side, if they're all just dressed in black, they're all got the same mask, you can't identify them and you don't know who they are. You know, you probably
I don't care.
I'll cheat.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing against you, and like, oh, Mayday's on the other team.
Oh, Mayday's cheating.
But then, like, if you shoot me and it's just a nick,
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I'll call it.
Yeah.
Because it's Mayday.
Yeah.
And you'll call your friends' shots.
Yeah.
100%. Because like, hey, man, that was a good shot.
Yes.
But when like me and you play against each other, or me, you and Dan are on different teams or anything, the hit calling is just perfect because it's respect for your teammates.
Yes.
But when you're playing against an unknown team that's just completely covered, you don't know what they look like, they're non-identifiable, they haven't introduced themselves to you, you don't know their names, they don't matter to you.
Yeah.
So you're going to cheat. And that's a whole thing with public games.
Yes.
But when you play private games, you know everyone. They're all your friends.
Yeah.
You're all allowed to have a good time. There's no cheating. The hit calling is perfect. And it's just the way the sport's supposed to be played.
Yeah.
But like the AOG point is every game was different.
That's good.
Like we started off with just TDM and capture the flag so we could learn the map, which is how you should play it.
Yeah.
Then we did hostage rescue. We had some juggernaut games.
That's cool.
We had shield games. We had we played Counter-Strike. We actually had a bomb with a keypad and like that. And we had to plant the bomb. We had to arm it. The other team had to disarm it. Yeah. There was optional disarm codes and stuff.
That's cool.
And then I had to like provide cover for people while they're disarming the bomb. That was cool.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, it's the flag again. Oh, there's 19 people guarding the flag. Oh. Oh, when I take the flag, you're all going to shoot me.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Everything's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We're doing team deathmatch again. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Let's do the counter set with the fucking lines.
Don't even explain what that is, because that's just the worst game ever made.
I understand why it's there, but at the same time, it's boring, even for me, dude.
Okay. The two problems with counter-sen, counter-sen means counter is like a button that you press so you can count things, and sen means match.
Yeah.
So a counter-sen is the world's worst match where it's basically respawns and the team that has the lowest amount of respawns wins, but there is a limit on the field. So there will be a red line drawn on the field and you can't go past this line.
You can't go past the half point.
And it's basically the halfway point of the field. But when you're playing in the size of someone's apartment and you have 3 square meters to move around, it's not great.
It's not fun.
Also, the line should be at eye level. It is not at eye level. It is at ground level. You need to constantly scan the ground to look for the red piece of masking tape on the ground to find where the line is. And everyone goes over it because no one can see it. If it was at eye level, if they just marked if they painted the walls red up to one point and yellow up to the other point, you go, I can't go past here. But no, they put a little bit of masking tape on the ground and then they randomly move it. Because I remember we went back to the field in January. They had just moved it. And the only reason you knew it moved is you saw a Twitter notification.
Yeah.
And my first game that I'd been playing that field for 2 years, I knew where the line was, so I didn't have to look. First game, I got busted for cheating because I went over the line because it had been moved and I couldn't see it.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this is fun.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's on fire. I just think like the field designs just don't support certain types of game modes. So like because the meta in Japan is flag sen, one life game modes and flag sen.
That's the Teiraikai.
Yeah, for Teiraikai, and we'll call that the standard because charter game you can do whatever.
Let's call that skirmish.
Skirmish. So the skirmish games, the standard is flag,
TDM.
TDM.
And they only do flag because if you do TDM, no one moves. Everyone just camps the entire game.
Yeah, so you need some kind of objective.
So you need an objective so people don't camp.
Yeah.
And then you have to play, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Where you're just like running, just trying to find all the players hidden in the woods at the end of the game.
It's just
slow.
Like the thing is, I grew up playing Airsoft slow QB. And now you call it slow QB in the video. If I haven't watched that, watch the video. Slow QB is basically Rainbow Six Siege. Okay, he plays like Call of Duty, and Japan plays like Rainbow Six Siege, which is ironically one of the most popular games in Japan. And because I learned that play style, like I know how to play, I know what kind of players there are, I know how to move around the map slowly.
You can do it.
Shit. I can do it because I was raised on that
I
shit.
cannot. I grew up for the last 15 years playing Kashikiri. Foreigner private games.
That's Call of Duty on shipment. You're just running around doing whatever the fuck you want.
With the Marines, with the Army, with the Air Force. And this was like no rules, no hold bars. I remember one time we were playing with the Marines. One of the snipers climbed up a tree. He was like 30 meters up a tree, just like shooting people. I was like, good move.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I remember the first time I did CQB. It's full auto.
Yeah.
Shirts versus skins.
Oh my God. Pain.
And then playing with you is painful. Like it's, oh, I can't move. Oh, I can't shoot. Oh, I can only have one magazine. Oh, I can't throw a grenade like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't take human hostages. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. It feels like skirmish. It's not about the LARP or the immersive experience.
There's no LARP. There's no LARP.
It's a sport. They cheat like a sport. Like, these are the rule sets. Now it's just gun skill and whatever the hell it is and positioning and stuff. But like, what you're talking about is like how it's played in literally everywhere else in like Europe and the West. Because I know, like, I think Taiwan is very similar to us too, and Hong Kong is Speedy Boys.
It's Speedy Boys.
But like when I watch these videos of like,
it's a
like
reenactment.
Silo Entertainment or Jag or everybody playing, it's like, bro, this like, we had to go and do this thing and do this and go into this base. I'm like, yo, this is so cool.
Or Alphonse in a helicopter.
Yeah, like they're in a helicopter. Or they get on
be in a helicopter.
Like tanks and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, that's just so cool. Like,
That's what I want.
Yeah, it's cool, but
Please invite me to your games.
fly us over. Like,
Fly us
Jesus.
out.
Like, bro, honestly, it's getting to a point where I'd rather shoot a real gun on a flat range than play this. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
and
my whole thing is I made this decision about 2 or 3 years into playing Airsoft is I didn't want to be you. And this is before I even met you, right?
Me as in?
You're a technical player.
Okay.
You're a duelist. You see someone behind a barricade and you go, I'm going to duel him. I'm going to try to jiggle peek. I'm going to try to predict his movement.
Ego peeking. I have a big ego, that's why.
He's going to do all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm not, because that's boring. Instead, I will crawl through the mud for 20 minutes to get behind the player to go for a knife kill.
Yeah.
I will suppress that player with full auto from 3 machine guns so I can light him up on a flank.
Yeah.
I will do anything it takes to win. And I mainly played in like bushland fields.
Yeah.
So going into the bush, crawling, all those things. That was a legit strategy.
Yeah.
And that was fun. So I pretty much made my play style all around flanking, trying to get behind a team, trying to take out as many players as possible.
Yes.
And not dueling individual players.
Yes.
Because the ROI was trash.
Yes.
I wanted to get behind enemy lines, wanted to get behind the whole team, wanted to light the entire team up, and then brag about it.
But would you say that's because you grew up on Charter, where I assume you had respawns?
Depending on the game.
Okay, but like maybe just a balls of steel, probably do. It's like for me, like I don't want to risk doing that, because if I go for a flank, I already know, like you said, there's 19 motherfuckers just camping.
Need to get behind all of them.
Yeah, it's just like I can't do it. So like the sandbox is just so limited.
You did really well in Area 41 when you were just channeling me for that game.
That was Scorpion amazing video. I just channeled like, yo, that's it. And the thing was, the only reason I can do that is because honestly, in Japan, I don't know what it's like in other places, but honestly, less is more. Like, when there's you can hate a field. Like, you can hate it to its core. Like, for example,
it depends on the number of players the field can handle. If it's a 40-player field and it has 40 players, it's fine.
No.
It's not. No. A 40-player field with 40 players.
Yes.
Like Ops 20 on 20 is fine.
It's okay, yes.
All right, but when you have 10 on 10 on that field, it's chef's kiss.
Oh my God.
You can use comms. You can run plays.
Yes, you can do everything.
You can flank the enemy team. You can hunt people. You can set ambushes. It's not just, there's 19 barricades. There's 2 people behind every barricade. Great.
Yes. One of the fields that is one of the most popular fields on the planet, and I'll say the name because fuck it. Tokyo Sabagate Park. You guys have probably seen it. PO. Everybody fucking plays there.
We like it though.
I like it. I like the design of that field. It's a great field, fantastic field. But it's like playing Battlefield, because it's like literally not even exaggerating. There are literally 120 players on that field at a time.
Oh yeah, we did 160 last game, and
you can't move.
7 people behind each barricade. Like I've played it 3 times. I think I played 80, 120, and 160.
Yeah.
80 was beautiful.
Yes.
120 was, okay,
Yep.
grenades.
Yeah.
And then 160 was, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Couldn't move.
Couldn't do anything.
I remember I pushed at the end of one game. It was like 30 seconds left. I'm like, I'm taking this corner.
Yeah.
And like, we got all my friends, like, we threw grenades and stuff. And they're like, follow me.
Yep.
Breached in.
Yep.
There was 7 people behind the corner. Full auto game. They all lit me up.
Hell yeah.
I lit them up too.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, oh, this is painful.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Even fields like Tenku, like that field is a very...
It's fine.
It's a long range field. Like I know it seems like it's CQ, but it's not. It's a long range field.
30 to 40 meter engagement.
Yeah, it's a 30, 40 meter engagement. But I've never played on the weekdays, but apparently on the weekdays, it's a completely different experience. Like they cut off half the field. Or they do.
that could be
they
nice.
cut off half the field, or they do containers only. Like you can only play in the containers. You can hear every single footstep, and it's like super good. And they also do night games there, so it's like when there are less players, there's just so much more you can do.
Less is more.
yeah.
100%. Like anytime we do like cash kiri
Yep.
and stuff like that, like charter games.
Yep.
It's 10 on 10. It's 20 on 20.
Yep.
And the game is so much
It's
fun.
so good. It's good. One of my favorite fields I played at is called Attacker, and there wasn't that many players that one day. And they instead of doing two, they had what is it? You know how they usually do red team, yellow team.
Yeah.
They did red team, yellow team, blue team. So they had rotations.
I like that.
Yeah. So it was literally like 6v6.
Oh, they didn't do 3 at the same time. They did
No, it was 6v6, and then
Yeah.
whoever comes out, like one of the team gets to play twice. Just the way the rotation.
Black
works,
Fox
right?
does that as well.
Yeah. So it was so good, and that field is like a kill house. So like it's like actual clearing. The team can kind of be anywhere, and it's like, bro, that field is really good because like they also have one where it's like if you rotate to the next room, you can't go backwards.
Nice.
So you like to actually keep going.
Oh
and
yeah, because it's
a circle thing, right? So it's like it was a very good experience. Like also Kowloon, I know you don't like Kowloon because they left you outside in the rain.
They didn't let me in.
They
the
literally
typhoon.
left you out to dry.
Let me out to wet.
Yeah, but that field with less players is also really fucking good because it has verticality.
I
It's one
wanted
of
to
the best
play it. You
fields.
recommended it, and I was just so sad that I got left. in a
I'm
typhoon.
sorry for that, but like honestly, that's one of the best fields because it has a fog game which is really intense.
That'd be good with traces.
Very good with tracers, or like you have to use your flashlight, but you also don't want to use your flashlight. The second floor dominance, you can just take rooms. There's a third floor thing, and like it's just so much variety. And there are fields that are pushing for this storytelling element. Like I've never gone. I know Dan's gone. Tokyo Sabage Paradise or whatever.
Yeah, Sabapara.
That's such a cool feeling. You get to deploy from a.
They got a little quad that you deploy from.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And they have like
Airstrikes.
airstrikes. They also have just the decoration of the field is incredible. They
Yeah.
have planes. There's
Yeah.
like an F4 Phantom or something.
Isn't there like a helicopter too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And I wasn't able to play there because they
Why?
didn't have pickup before.
Oh, now they do?
Now they have pickup.
Oh shit, I might go.
Yeah, we're organizing a game. I've got Teddy on it.
Oh
so
hell yeah, I might go. I want to go. They also have a mode where it's like there's a news reporter and you have to like escort him, but like the news reporter has to get his story. So like he'll run away from you. He'll run away from you to like go film some stuff, and you have to like protect him and stuff. It's really cool. And there's one where you have to put a bag over a prisoner's head.
I play that.
Yeah, this is what you're all talking about.
I'll bring my own bag.
Yeah. There's one where I think I watched Lily playing it. Like in order to call the airstrike,
Lily's been there. Yeah.
in order to call the airstrike, you have to go and get the map. And once you get the map, then you have the ability to call in airstrikes on people. But like if you don't have the map, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's like
That's fun.
that's fun.
But that's borderline milsim.
It is borderline milsim, and maybe like I'm just wondering why it's just like why is that kind of adventure larpiness not the standard? Like why is it just like sporty like?
You can't really do it for public games.
Is it the space, or is it like the Japanese people just don't want to do that? Is it like I wonder what it is.
I don't know. I can speculate.
Go ahead.
But at the moment, I need to go to the toilet.
Okay, let's take a break.
And now for a quick commercial break. Introducing Poppins Patches. Express yourself like never before with their wide range of patches. From political statements to two-way culture, pop culture icons to prehistoric dinosaurs. They've got it all. And if they don't have it, they can make it. Since they also do custom patches. Want a patch for your team? Or have a cool idea for a patch? Hit them up. I guarantee you'll be impressed with the results. And don't forget, their iconic tactical tricorn hats. Not only do these hats provide shade and make you stand out from the crowd, they also have Velcro so you can add a patch. Visit poppinspatches.com today and use code ABOLISHATF to get 15% off everything in the store. Are you looking for a company that puts the community first? Look no further than Hefe's Airsoft Solutions. The founding principle of Hefe's Airsoft Solutions is to offer a way for players of all types to get the greatest experience possible. Their passion is making a difference in local communities and serving each of their customers with the utmost respect. Become part of the conversation by joining hundreds of fellow Airsofters in their Discord server. There, you can find out about upcoming events, sales, giveaways, and more. Join us today and start enjoying all that Hefe's Airsoft Solutions has to offer. Together, we can make a difference in our community. And for listeners of the podcast, tap into the power of the code Defrowe10 and save 10% on your next purchase at hefesairsoft.solutions.com. Some exclusions apply. The more you use the code, the more it helps the podcast. Okay, back to the podcast.
Today's video is sponsored by nobody.
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of is.
We've got Hefe Airsoft and Poppins Patches.
Poppins Patches.
Love you guys.
Yep, and I am sponsored by nobody. Shout out to the boys at Lilacs. That's all I got.
No, Vector? Vector was giving you some shit.
Vector, that's Lilacs.
Vector Optics.
Oh, Vector Optics, yes. Kamia Zong. Kamia, you're the real G. She got me a new optic.
I saw.
The Maverick 2.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And she also gave me a riser. And I know you, do you know what's funny?
Face?
No. Like, Stu goes for the whole military look except for his headgear. When you play, he puts on the dye mask.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring up the dye mask is because with the 196 riser, like you don't have to, it's so easy to bring your gun up, because I know with the dye mask you can't really use like low optics or even a 1/3. Even a 1/3
you can't use a 1/3.
Yeah,
it has to be quite big. But my whole problem with my dye mask is I'm on my third dye mask now.
Why?
Because when I use it, I really want to get into the red dot. And I scratch up the mask.
You fucked up the glass.
So every time I'm using it, I don't know where the glass is. And I think the glass is here.
Yeah.
And the glass is here. And then I'm like, okay, I got a good shot. And at the end of the game, I look at my dye mask. It's all scratched in one area. I'm like,
God damn
the hell?
1 second. Let's bring this down.
Thank you, Mayday.
You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, even now, like I bought the fucking Asobiba mask, and it's like, that even gets in the way for 1/3. So I can't wait to actually start using a 196. Should be really nice. I prepared some questions for you. Here we go.
All right.
This will be for the YouTube short, because nobody cares about Airsoft, but you care about us. This is funny because I just kind of restarted my Airsoft career.
Okay.
And you've been playing for 20 years. 21, 22 maybe. Are you exaggerating? Are you rounding it?
I'm rounding up. I started in 2005, so 19.
Okay, good enough, 20. What is something you wish you knew when you started playing Airsoft? 3 things.
3 things I wish I knew.
Yeah, before you started playing.
Never show girls airsoft guns.
Never show girls your Airsoft guns. Not even your girlfriend.
Nope. Girls are not impressed by airsoft.
Nope.
Don't tell girls you do airsoft.
Nope.
If you invite a girl over to your house, hide them. Hide them. Hide all of them. Put them in the closet.
I literally have a closet. I put them in the fucking closet, man.
If you're on a first date and a girl comes over and she sees one airsoft gun, it's fine. It's a cute little toy.
Yeah,
it's a present from someone else.
Especially if it's like an M9 and it looks like a movie prop.
It's completely justifiable.
Yeah.
And you can do like a cute little thing. It's like, oh, do you know how to shoot this?
You want to try it?
And I can show you how to do it. It's like, oh, that's fun. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I have 74 guns in my living room. It's bad. It's really bad. So at the moment, I'm in a really good relationship, and I love my girlfriend. She plays airsoft with me.
Yes.
So I can have this shit lying around the apartment.
But
in the first 6 months of dating, no, it's hidden.
It's hidden.
It's hidden. It's under the bed. It's in the closet. There's some shit behind the bed, under the under the sofa. There was guns. There was probably guns behind the TV. Because you can't let them find them.
Bro, man. It's a real thing. Yo, my fiance left me because of Airsoft, low key. Yeah. After we broke up, I was like telling her, I was like, I'm selling all my guns. She's like, yeah. I was like, and I was texting her, and I was like, I'm selling all these guns, and I'm like, I did not realize how much money I was spending on this shit. And she's like, yeah, I couldn't say anything because it was your money. and I was like, I know, because she wasn't making any money, so she's like, so she didn't really have any leverage over me. I was like, yes, for your, it's like, yeah, it was kind of like, why don't you like spend any of that money on me? I'm like, f you, that's why. Dude, like, yeah. Guys, it doesn't matter how cool she is. Dad advice right now from the man himself. Don't show the girls the airsoft guns. They don't know.
Do not show your girls. Oh, sorry. Do not show girls your airsoft guns.
No. Would you take them on an airsoft date? That's weird because when we go to play at a certain field, they're always having like go-cons, which is a group date.
Well, I've got two ways of looking at this.
Yeah.
The first is I'm in a new relationship and I'm taking my girlfriend on a fun experience. This is the go-con date.
Okay.
And the second is me and my girlfriend are in a long-term committed relationship and we're doing something that the other person likes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the go-con date, this is a group date or like a double date in Western culture with like 8 other people. I think it's a terrible idea if I'm playing.
Yes, if you're
because the first thing that I'm going to do is
light you up
and completely emasculate the other guy.
Yeah.
Because it's funny.
Yeah.
And we're going to like empower the girl and say, hey, you can take the base.
Yeah.
Hey, suppress over here. We'll give you covering fire.
Yeah. Okay, let me kill your boyfriend.
Yeah. And we'll make her an absolute G for the match.
Oh my God.
And just embarrass the guy.
The passive Riz.
Because it's funny. And there's no Riz. It's just funny. It's just, I guess it's just cock blocking.
Yeah.
It's just cock blocking.
Yeah,
and
with my 10.5 incher, like literally. Like literally my 10.5 AR-15 Desert Eagle.
But like in the end, we're all cool. Like we'll show the guy how to play and stuff like that. But it's just really funny if the girl is better than the guy at Airsoft when he's invited her there so he can kind of show off.
I just love when you go to these rental places and he has to pull out the electric Glock 18.
Oh.
And then you have like your Desert Eagle. And you're like, hey, what's up, bro?
Or you're running CO2.
CO2 is like, why is his louder than yours? Those,
it's like whack,
honestly,
whack, whack.
He's not even exaggerating. That is exactly how it sounds. It's probably the most it's probably the saddest sound on the earth. It literally sounds like.
Yeah, I was so sad the first time I went to Black Fox.
Oh.
And Black Fox is our premier speed QB field.
The rental guns are
Yes.
APs?
No, they're AAP high Kappa E's.
Oh.
And I had just finished modifying my first CO2 gun.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It was crisp. It was loud. Had the trigger response. Had all the custom internals that I wanted. And I wanted to hunt some people with it.
Yes.
Try it against some flesh and bone. And upon getting there, I was saddened to see that even though I met the MPS requirements, that it was under 99 MPS, I was not able to use it because it had customized internals.
Black Fox?
Yes. Now
I thought it was only Area that did that.
No, Black Fox did it back in the day. Now Black.
Now they're good?
After Ren took over, Black Fox is now you can use any gun that's under 9.
After what?
Flipsoft.
Oh, Ren. Oh,
Took over.
I thought you said Rental Curve.
No, Ren.
Well, he took over.
Well, he's like running it kind of.
I thought it was Konchan.
I'm not sure who's actually running it, but every time I go there, I see Ren.
Like he's just doing it.
Yeah. And I'm not sure who decided on the rules. Basically, since he's been, running shit, it's really, you can use anything you want, which is great.
Good.
But before that, not being able to use custom guns and people wanted to use external source, basically HPA.
HPA, yeah.
But it's not HPA because it's running on CO2.
It's CO2 green gas hybrid shit.
It's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And you could only use that if you had a stock gun. So you'd have to get a stock gun and then get an adapter.
I mean, I understand because like you really don't want to risk the power creep of going over 99 because then they're liable for that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, but they check it. And like even at the start of the game, this is the only field I've ever seen this at. They went around to everyone's tank of duster gas with a pressure sensor and they pressed it on every single tank to make sure
it's not green gas.
To make sure it's not green gas and to make sure what the PSI was. And I was like, what? And I was like, dude, I just got the normal LALAC stuff. And they even tested that because I guess you can take the gas out or you can refill an empty canister or something, or obviously someone did something, someone smuggled in bad gas. I remember when we were at the hotel and the hotel was like 0.2s only because it's indoors.
The hotel.
And giant shit show. But I was just in safety and it was just me and another guy. And on the table he had a bag of 2.5s.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude,
You can't use 2.5.
what the hell? You can't use 2.5s. He's like, no, it's okay. I can. I'm like, no, you can't. Like, I come here all the time. I know the managers and shit. You can't use it. It's like, no, it's gone.
There's a rando.
Yeah, it's just random. He's like, oh, I'm going to put it anyway. I'm like, look, I'm not a narc. Don't do that shit.
Yeah.
And you're making us all look bad. Other foreigner.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, just look, I'll give you some 0.2s. I got a whole fucking kilo of them. But, don't make us look bad. Like, follow the rules. Know what the rules are and then follow the rules. That's it. And it's not that hard. There's not that many rules. Don't pistol whip people. Don't take hostages.
Don't pistol whip people. What the fuck?
I grew up differently.
What the fuck? I just caught that. What the fuck?
So when you hit them with the pistol or you whip them with the pistol.
Hit them with the magazine. I've done that. I friendly fired a few people with magazines. Like, I throw my mags, right? And then...
You got in trouble for that on Twitter.
Yeah, they got so mad. It was a Kashikis. No one cared, right? And my thing is, and I know I sound like a huge nerd, it's like, once the animation happens, you can't stop the animation.
There's no way canceling. There's no animation canceling.
I can't cancel the animation. My empty reload is always going to be this. If you're in the way, you're in the way.
You got a frame count.
Exactly. Well, I that video I did on purpose. I literally wrote in the captions, like, what kind of person plays this way? This is so dangerous. I wrote that in my own thing, and it baited everybody.
Wait, so you're saying you were using irony?
Yeah, I used irony, and the Japanese people don't understand irony.
But no one uses irony on the internet.
Yeah.
Did you invent irony?
I did. So I wrote it like I framed it as if I was a person who found the video and got mad at the video, and it fucking worked, and it was funny. Oh my god, I probably lost a couple networks there, but
it's fine.
Whatever, man. People don't care. Honestly, my theory is correct. People get mad at you for 3 days. They were finished in 3 days. They were done.
I had all of Japanese Twitter angry at me for 3 days, and then on the fourth day,
they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. It's just like, whatever, man. I don't care. As long as I'm not getting banned from a field, I don't care. But that was a kashikiri. At that day, it was a kashikiri, and the dude didn't even care. He was just like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't hit him in the face. I hit him in the what's this body part called? Calf. So I was like,
I remember I got in trouble once on Twitter for falling down a hill.
What?
Yeah.
Why they're saying, oh, you're too dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I don't know. Like, for me, the field is dangerous. Like,
was it Tenguyama?
It was ops.
Really? Oh, did you go down the hill?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. That's
I just said I fell down a hill.
Yeah, but
so it's probably
Tenguyama's also like a fucking. Have you been there?
I love Tenguyama.
That field, I almost died.
I couldn't use my legs the next day.
Yeah.
But it was some of the most fun I had.
Really?
The engagement distances were amazing.
Really?
By being on top of the hill, you could just lob shit at people.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The teams we were playing with were so aggressive. It was so nice.
When I went to play, it was a horrible day because it was AEGs versus Springers. And the Springers didn't have to wear bands.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of old dudes just like in ghillie suits and just sniping you. You don't know where the fuck they are. And it was like Fog City because it rained the day before.
And there was like no wind. Like my babies was going where there was...
It's a ravine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. Like I was using a stock NGRS and I was getting like 50, 60 meters. I was like, this is great.
Oh, because you're just on the hill.
Yeah, I was like...
Not going to lie, climbing up the hill is pretty adventurous.
And we did some really cool plays because it's basically you've got hill, river, hill.
Yes,
is
and
how
a
it plays.
area.
Yeah. And people normally play on one side of the forest, one side, because like one side's like 90% of the territory, then 10% is on the other. So it's more like a path.
Yeah.
And I just remember being with Eddie. What's up, Eddie? And we just ran this really cool play. It's like we're just going to we're going to climb the entire ravine and we're just going to slowly move our way.
And then get around?
Get around the
That's
entire
so cool.
team. And we got the flank on them. And it's like, they don't know we're here. It's like, boom. And then like three seconds later, the BB lands. It hits people like, oh, it works.
You can do it. Kill them all. Oh, yeah, man.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Such a good day.
I wish there were more moments like that in Japanese Airsoft. It's just a limited experience of what you're going to get.
I don't think it's Japanese Airsoft. I think that's a public game. I think public games...
but public game is like... when I say Japanese Airsoft, I mean like the standard meta, because that's what people are playing. Because Kashikiri is like, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but like Japanese Airsoft is Teraikai, and Teraikai is public game.
Yes.
So public games are boring. because, you know, they're not boring so much, but they're a limited experience because
yes.
they have to be open to everyone. New players, experienced players, people without friends, people without teams, people without guns. It's the lowest level of airsoft. And because of that, it's the lowest common denominator.
I see.
You can only go as fast as your slowest citizen. It's
So would you say your Kashikiri you would still call Japanese airsoft just because of the limits of the guns and all that kind of stuff?
I don't think the limits of the guns is that important. Like, as you know, like I've got a podcast, so I talk to people all over the world. And basically CQB all around the world is kind of the same.
Okay.
CQB at 1 joule to 1.5 joules is more or less worldwide standard. You see the biggest differences at range. So when you play bushlands, you'll see between 1 joule and 3 joules, depending on the country you're in. Shout out Hungary for 3 joules. That's amazing. Hungary and Turkey. Very cool.
4 joules like a long rifle 22?
I'm not sure, but I know it's like 80 joules is like a P90 in real life. So 80 joules is armor piercing.
I'm pretty sure 500 FPS is where you start to get into actual guns.
I don't think so.
Is it not 500?
Well, a regular gun is 200. A regular gun is 300 out of the box.
Like we're talking about like an actual 9mm parabellum handgun. You're saying it's 200 FPS?
No, I'm saying regular airsoft guns out of the box.
Airsoft gun. I'm like, bro,
300 MPS out of the box.
Yeah.
So 300 FPS out of the box, 100 MPS. You know, I'm Australian living in Japan. I don't have experience with real guns. I can't tell you how the comparison works.
That's true.
But I'd like to think that real guns are more powerful than airsoft guns.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Otherwise, like every movie I've seen has been a lie.
Yeah.
That being said, I have spotted a lot of airsoft guns in movies.
Yeah. It's funny. Iron Man 3, Robert Downey Jr. was given an airsoft gun because he's a convicted felon. And they're not allowed to hold actual guns. So there's a scene where he's like gonna go do his final act, and he has the gun, and it's clearly a gas magazine. I was like, yo,
you see the valve?
Yeah, you can see the little follower spring and everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yo, what the? Because he's like checking the mag, and he's like, I'm out, and it's like literally, I think it was like an MP9 or some shit like that. I was like, yo,
because I remember I was talking to Red Wolf about a similar thing, and when Red Wolf made their new gun, their new pistol that they absolutely love, one thing about it is it's like almost like movie quality. So like when you like
rack the slide,
or when you look down the barrel, it looks real because like the barrel's all painted black.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can't see it.
Yeah.
And the chamber is like a different color and stuff like that. And
they want to get placed in like futuristic movies,
basically. And unless you really inspect it, it just looks like a real gun. You can't tell.
Yeah, and in a movie, like you can control how much people can actually see it too, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Speaking of real guns,
I actually have shot real guns.
Yeah.
And surprisingly fantastic at it.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Yeah, they're not that hard.
Like
actually, the Glock 17 was probably the hardest gun I ever shot.
The hardest for me was the 1911.
Oh, I didn't get to shoot it because it was out of service.
Like, I remember, this was like 10 years ago. I've been playing Airsoft for 10 years. I went over to Guam for a holiday. It was like $100 to go to Guam.
Yep.
I showed up. I was just walking around the streets drinking with my wife at the time. And we go past like a shooting range. And it's like, hey, a shooting range. I want to go there. I don't think I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing board shorts and thongs.
You're bogan.
Sandals. And I walk into the shooting range.
Yeah.
I think I had a beer in my hand. And I was like, how much does this cost? And he's like, well, what do you want to shoot? I'm like,
everything.
And he's like, $100? I'm like,
That's
done.
so cheap. I spent $400 to shoot 12 guns.
I think I did 100 for 10 guns. I got like a magazine or, you know, whatever each.
X rounds, yeah.
Yeah. And I started off with the M16. And I was so intimidated because it's such a long gun. You see it in all the movies.
Yeah, it's a 20-inch rifle.
Yeah. And then I fire it. And I was like, I hit the bullseye. I'm like, oh, this is easy. I was like, where's the recoil? He's like, have you turned the recoil off? And he's like, no, the recoil's on. I'm like, it's the same as the Airsoft one.
Yeah, because it's a long rifle.
It's such a long rifle. And there's like a spring or something in the stock.
It's direct
and I was like, wait, I can fire this one-handed. Like,
this is a real thing.
This is a real thing with two M16s. Like, that's not hard. I was so disappointed. I thought it was going to like blow my hand back or something, but it was nothing. And then I used a few shotguns and I really like braced into it.
Yep.
Nothing. I was like, oh, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
And then when I used a Glock with 9mm, I was impressed with that because I shot it, I had my grip and stuff, and then it went back like this. I'm like, okay,
there you go.
That's more than airsoft.
There you go.
And then I got the 1911 shooting 45 ACP, and I had a two-handed grip. I knew what I was doing. Boom! Hand was behind my head. I was like, wow. All right, let's try that again. And like really like lock in on that. I'm like controlling the recoil, but that 45 ACP was fantastic.
Awesome.
And then with a 500 Magnum, that blew my hand back as well.
Oh, yeah.
But those are the only things that I actually felt recoil that was like considerably different to airsoft. Like the M16 and the NGRS, it's like
pretty close. Honestly, bro, like when I didn't even shoot it, but like
you were playing with a Vector.
The Vector, I've also shot like an AK and
I didn't get to shoot an AK. I wanted to shoot that.
If you think about it, because AR-15s are designed to have very low recoil because of the buffer spring.
Yep.
The gas blowback is probably close to what it is. The only difference, I think, when you're shooting a real gun is that there's no explosion at the front to bring the muzzle up like this.
There's no muzzle rise.
But that blowback is still the same. Like it didn't like when I shot the Vector, it just felt like a gas blowback gun. Like I'm not even lying to you. The only difference is that I had to actually pull down a little bit because it's a Vector. So the recoil goes this way.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing that was kind of different. And when I shot an AK with the Woodstock and it was 7.62, and I was like, oh, that's gonna hurt because there's no buffer spring, right? It wasn't even that bad. It was probably the smoothest experience I ever had. I was like, bro, not an issue.
Was it like a heavy ass AK with all the furniture on the front?
Yeah, it was it's like a Canadian version where it's an LMG.
Okay.
And it's like a Type 87. So it's like the mix of the Chinese SKS and an AK put together. And it still has the gas piston, the full stroke gas piston and all that stuff, right? And it was just like very, very smooth.
Just like butter.
Yeah. The hardest gun for me to shoot was honestly the Glock 17 because like the way you shoot it is different. I was losing the grip the entire time and I was just like, what the fuck is this?
And I have 3 Glocks. I have 3 Glock 17s and 5 Glocks in total. Yeah. So I'm really confident and comfortable with the ergonomics and stuff like that.
Yes.
But like the way the trigger worked was different and it wasn't that easy to shoot.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird mushy trigger. And then I shot the SIG. The P320, beautiful. I was like, no fucking issue.
But you were making those sounds while you were shooting it, though.
Yes. You couldn't hear it though over the bang.
Yeah. Okay.
The Magnum, the first gun I shot was a Smith & Wesson.
M500 or something?
Yeah, like a whatever. I don't fucking remember what it was, but it was a 308 Wesson 38 Special or some shit. Very clean, very nice. I shot it modern style, which is stupid because if your finger is near the cylinder, it'll literally fuck your fucking finger up.
Really?
Yeah, because that spin will just
like it'll bite it or something?
Yeah, it'll bite it. So I was like, oh shit. And then I shot the 44 Magnum. The Dirty Harry.
Oh, the autoloader.
Bro, when I shot that thing, it goes back like this, but the flash is crazy. I think
that's the whole thing.
I think like, you know when you close your eyes, you just black out and you see your life flash before your eyes? Like that happened to me. I was like, boom, every time. And I was like reincarnated every time for every 6 bullets. I was like, I had lived 6 lives with the amount of blowback on this shit. It was crazy. I was glad that I shot real guns because now I can finally say like with conviction say like I know what it's like to shoot real guns now because up until now I've never shot a gun in my life. I never touched a real gun. And
like people online make it out to be so different to airsoft.
It's not that hard.
It's like we're playing with like cap guns.
Yeah.
And they've got artillery. It's like I don't know. It's much closer.
Like I can see what they mean with the recoil and like the fear for your life when you're actually fighting someone with that amount of power against you. I can. Now that I've shot the guns, I was like, oh yeah, you can't just run around and do some cheese shit. Like you actually have to brace that shit and then shoot. And then the flash and the gas and the smell. And it's like, fuck. And you're like shooting at someone in CQB. That's a fucking death wish. Like I would never want to do CQB in actual real life.
Well, like I was watching this thing on YouTube and it has like this military specialist and he's saying, I don't run a suppressor for CQB.
I know what you're talking about. That video. Yeah.
And I'm like, that makes sense. Because like I'm going to concuss people when I go around a corner with the sound.
It's loud.
I was like, yeah, it would.
Bro, even that staccato, when I use that at breakpoint, it's like, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. And I've got that staccato and for anyone that's played airsoft before, they're like, yeah, it's a gas gun. Any new player like, what?
Yeah, they're scared. They're
scared.
They're scared.
Yeah.
I remember the very first time I ever heard CO2, I was at Asobiba, and I didn't know the concept of CO2. And I'm just hearing this guy with the 1911, and I guess he had the baton one, and all he hears, boom,
Wait, before it broke?
Yeah, before it broke. Before it broke, I guess. But all he hears, boom, boom, boom. I was like, yo, what is that? Is that like a gas gun? And it's like, it was CO2. I was like, yo, that's loud, bro.
And it's got a little recoil to it too?
You got a little recoil in there. But honestly, like, it's hard to kind of go back to gas guns, but you use CO2 guns. The only problem with CO2 guns is that they're so unreliable.
Oh, yeah.
And they break.
Especially-
My old staccato.
Especially your SIG that you sold me.
I'm sorry. Did you sell it? Did you get rid of it?
I tried to.
You couldn't get rid of it.
I still have it.
Oh, you still have it.
But for that, like, it worked perfectly every time I tested it in the house. Pre-game, it worked absolutely perfectly. And then anytime I took it to the field, it would fire like the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And then after that, it would just dry fire. But like the hammer would go back, it would shoot the gas out, but the BB didn't feed. So it'd be like, but. And the person's like, I think you missed. I'm like, I don't think I missed. But it was so close, I couldn't see the BBs.
Shucks.
But then when I went back and checked the bag, I'm like, oh, didn't feed.
Oh, did you change the slide out? Because I gave you 2 slides.
I didn't.
That's probably why. You'll give it a go next time because there's 2 slides. Because there's one with a nozzle that's kind of and there's a nozzle that's really good. So it might have been.
Could be the bad nozzle.
It could be the bad nozzle. So just swap it out. But yeah, I forgot to tell you, I'm cursed.
You are.
So like whenever I have my guns and they're great at home, as soon as you bring them out, they break.
Or as soon as we let you borrow something, you break it.
Yep. Have you ever thought about quitting airsoft?
Yes. Oh, I've never thought about quitting airsoft because like I found it kind of like goes in stages like in your life. So like I'm always going to buy guns. I'm always going to collect guns. I'm always going to play with guns in my house.
Yep.
But playing airsoft, I'm not that good at it. I love hanging out with my friends and doing like kashkiri and stuff like that, just having like basically like a bachelor party.
Yeah.
But public games, dealing with all rules and regulations and bureaucracy, it's not fun. One life game modes, limits on like magazines. Oh, you can only have 100 rounds or you only shoot 1 round every 3 seconds. It's like, this isn't fun. I want to play this so that I can relive all my stupid action movie fantasies from the 80s and 90s. I want to jump through the air with 2 pistols like Max Payne. I want to, do a roll on the ground. I want to throw grenades and shit. And you can't do any of that at public games. So I grew up doing like kashkiri for like 15 years. And that's what airsoft was for me. And it was just absolutely fantastic.
And then you take away that and okay, here you go. And here's a shittier version of what you just had for 10 years.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, this is less. Of course, like I love collecting guns more than playing airsoft.
Yeah.
That's why I have 70 guns in front of you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, when I buy my new house, I'm going to have a whole gun room, which I had in my last house, and have all the guns on the wall. So it looks like the grey room at HK.
Yeah.
And if you look around my apartment, you'll notice I'm a collector. I have way too many collections. You have, 30 pistols, like 40 rifles, manga collection.
This is just a man cave. It's
there
not an apartment.
is
It's a
all
man
the
cave.
consoles, PS2 games, PS3 games.
That's an OG Xbox up there, isn't it?
It is. I have a 3DO over there.
Oh my God.
I have all the Xbox, almost all the Xbox One games. Almost,
N64 shelf.
Almost all the N64 games. Giant collection of knives for some reason. It's ridiculous.
You picked the best country to like collect shit.
I really did because I get these games for 10 cents, 20 cents, less than $1. And that's how I play the collecting game because I could buy anything for any price. Like if I wanted every Nintendo game, I could pay $100 a game and get them all tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I like the hunt.
Yeah.
I like going to Book Off. I like going to Hard Off. I like going to all of the different eccentric game stores and just hunting through all of the old cartridges.
Yeah.
And then finding one and going,
That's it.
I don't have this. It's 2,000 yen. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
But then finding it, it's $3. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. It's
And
already
then-
in the cart. It's already at home.
And then that feeling is fantastic. And that's something my brother taught me that I didn't get until I was like 30. And when my brother came to Japan, we started playing like UFO catches, like the claw game where the claw comes down and grabs stuff. And I was talking to Alex and I was like, Alex, you haven't won. Why are you having such a good time? And he's like, the prize doesn't matter. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, the prize doesn't matter. You're not paying for the prize. I'm like, I don't get it. He goes, you're putting in 100 yen for the chance to win the prize. And then when that claw comes down and it grips the prize and then brings it up just before it drops it, you get this rush. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for that experience. You're not paying for the prize. The prize doesn't matter. Because as soon as you win the prize, you go, it's another white rabbit or some shit. Then you throw it out a month later. It doesn't matter. But that thrill you get when the claw's coming down, you have all that uncertainty. It picks up the toy, and then 99% of the time it drops the toy. But before, it doesn't drop it at the start.
Gives you that hope.
It gives you that hope, and you're like, oh, maybe, no. But then when it actually doesn't drop it, you're like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And then it drops it. That thrill of winning is so much fun. But you don't need the prize. You just fucking throw it out or you just give it to like someone else in the game center or something. But that's what you pay the money for.
And what does that have to do with Airsoft?
It's exactly.
Are you talking about the game or buying or finding your gun that you've been looking for?
It's the same thing. It's all about finding that one thing that you're looking for. Like,
so perspective. When
you're trying to put a kit together or a loadout together, and then you're just looking for that one patch you need, or you're looking for that one piece of gear you need, and then you find it, you're like, that's what I want. Or when you're doing up a gun and you want it to look exact, like I did up my MP5
That is true.
And I copied it exactly from a post on the HK Twitter, on the HK Instagram. And I got like all the photos from it. I zoomed in, found out all the parts, then spent like 2 or 3 months finding repro of all the parts. And then when I got like 2 or 3 scope mounts, I'm like, no, it's a little bit different. This is the one.
Yeah.
And then got the right red dot for it, got all the other attachments. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And that feeling of completion you get when you finish the gun and that feeling you get when you find the exact part you're looking for, it's like finishing a puzzle. It feels fantastic, but also incredibly nerdy.
Yeah. Incredibly nerdy.
We're not saying we're cool at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I understand what you mean.
We should mosaic our faces at this point.
I think I'm in the same boat as you when it comes to like soft quitting, quiet quitting Airsoft. It's like, like I like the guns. Like the MP5 for me, for example, is literally just, it's my favorite gun of all.
It's a lot of fun, right?
And it's just like, oh, you're gonna get it? Go get it. This gun cocks in my face. The SD, I don't know why people like this thing. It's, which one is this? By who?
I think this is an SD3.
So many variations. Oh, this one has a rail on the bottom. This one's nice.
This is Bolt.
I remember you got this one on Metacutty. I remember you bought it.
Yeah. It's really hard to mount to this point here because there's only one slit in the Picatinny.
Oh, you can't mount anything.
Yeah, it's borderline useless, but it looks cool.
It looks cool. That's cool. You are. This one's cool. Yeah, but for me, it's like, with my collection, I had a bunch of guns where they were clearly collector's pieces, and I always felt this pressure that I needed to use a different gun every game so I could have variety of footage for everybody. And now I'm kind of worried since I've come back. It's like, well, now I only have 2 guns. And it's like, are people still going to like my channel?
No, they're not. We only liked you for your variety of guns.
Exactly.
And as a person, you're incredibly boring.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, I don't need to go play anymore. I'm just going to go review guns now.
Wait, is that why you're stealing all this shit?
Yeah. This is nice.
Yeah, that was
How much that cost you?
The gun probably, what you want, Japanese yen or American dollars?
Let's do Japanese yen.
I think 50 or 60,000 for the gun. And then 10,000 for the rail, 8,000 for the suppressor, another 10,000 for the Riz, I guess, or the or even you call it just the handguard.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Arakawa was about 3,000. You've got the M600 with the M-Lock.
Well, that's nice.
That's about
That's
6,000.
very intuitive.
I really like. Well, that's what was based on the.
Oh, the H&K thing.
Yeah. And then I put the nitro rail on the top, which is nice.
Lilac stock.
This. What are you doing? It's falling apart.
It was already loose.
Yeah. This point here was like 8,000 yen. That's like $80 for that.
For the Picatinny?
Yeah. And then I got this for like 3,000 yen.
Nice.
But that's the plastic one, which is so light. I have the metal one as well, which is like 8,000 with the drop stock.
Yep.
But I got so much like negativity online for using a drop stock.
Really?
Everyone's like, oh, it looks weird.
It's
I wouldn't put
cringe.
that on my gun. I'm like, I use a dye mask. It's efficient. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. This is my impersonation of everyone.
It's good. So probably $1,000.
Yeah.
American.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's pretty cool.
It's heavy though. So
No, it isn't. Go to the gym.
no.
This is light. It's super light.
After 8 hours in 39-degree heat,
Well, use high ready. What do you mean, bro?
use a sling. My ARP9 I can use for hours.
Yeah,
That thing
ARP9.
weighs like 400 grams or something. It's nothing.
Yeah, the ARP9 is a super light gun, man. And people like that stuff here, right? They like the super light, efficient builds, and there's not that much
A
LARP.
lot of girls play with it, and a lot of smaller men.
Imagine
play
girls
with
playing airsoft. There's like probably 100 girls in all of Japan that play airsoft. That's probably not even an exaggeration. There's probably 100 girls only.
it. No, it's more.
Okay, 103.
At least 107.
101 Dalmatians. 101 girls that play airsoft. And they're good at it usually. We're not going to count the Gokon girls. Like, usually the girls that play airsoft are like really fucking good. They're really good.
This would be girls with their own Twitter page, because Japan Airsoft
Oh,
runs
it's on Twitter. It's on
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
It's on Twitter.
I hate Twitter.
Why?
And everyone's so negative and mean.
Yeah, they are pretty mean.
Like, I'd have no negativity like on my Instagram, but like
As soon as you put it on Twitter.
as soon as on Twitter, like you shouldn't do
But
this.
honestly, like on my other channel, like my videos I make, I don't put any. I try not to put anything on Twitter because I know anything I say, they will twist it into something that is offensive. Like,
yeah.
it's so stupid. It's so dumb. I hate Twitter.
On YouTube, I get some pretty negative comments from people.
Oh, I had that phase too, man.
Yeah.
They're gone now. They don't do that anymore.
Instagram is incredibly supportive. I love everyone on Instagram.
Everybody's shadow banned. You're just going to your followers, man. Everyone's shadow banned.
Yeah.
Your content shadow banned. Mine shadow banned.
But all the positive comments, like, it's not that bad.
Dopamine.
It's dopamine.
Yeah.
So I love all of my followers.
We love you. This is why on my Instagram, man, I just post like 6 posts back to back because I know it's not getting pushed to anybody. I was like, I don't
To
care.
your
man.
like 400 followers?
Yeah, 695. That's all organic. I didn't do follow for follow. I don't do any of that shit. I was like, whatever, man.
And
Let's go
that's
post this
pretty
shit.
good during a shadow ban.
Yeah,
because
during
like,
yeah.
well, I think you've grown 200 people in the last 6 months on
Really?
a shadow ban. 'Cause
Really?
you were 400 back in the day.
Was I? I don't even pay attention to my Instagram at all. I only do it when I have sponsors because they want me to post on it.
But your YouTube jumped 40,000.
Yes,
Because
over
you're
the summer.
100,000. You were 99 or so when we met. Then you got to 100,000.
No, when I met you, I was at, what was it, last year? Last spring?
We met at the hotel was the
It was
first
last
game.
spring, innit? It was last spring. When I met you, I was at like 86.
Okay. So I helped double your YouTube following.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. He got me back into the game actually because I was on the brink of quitting. I was having a really bad last winter. I was having a really bad slew of bad games.
Because you were playing public.
I was playing public. We were flying out to and whatever, and I was really poor at the time. I'm always poor.
As opposed to now when you're...
Now I'm really poor. I really am.
You're
poor.
really poor now.
Yeah,
It's worse.
But and last year I was really poor. Why was I poor? I don't know. I was really poor. I think I just had a bunch of expenses, but I was really poor, and like just going out to play airsoft was like pain. I was
You
like, fuck.
constantly complained about the money. I remember supporting you and paying for some of your games.
Yeah, like I was like when I went out to play, I'd get shot out, and then I went and play. I'm like, what the f am I here? Like, what is this? And I get mad, and people not calling their hits. I was like, oh, what the fuck? So I was ready to quit, bro. I was ready to quit. I was ready to sell all my guns. I was like, oh, I was so almost ready,
But-
or at least to sell a majority of them.
But you're also like a giant drama queen. Every week on Twitter, I see, I'm quitting Airsoft, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm like, Mayday had a bad day.
I had a bad day. Content.
But like you had so much fun at that first game with me and Dan.
In the hotel.
And me and Dan were going hard in
Yeah.
that hotel. Like we were
was-
scaring people. Like I watched that footage
yeah.
today. I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe we did half that.
Yeah,
shit.
that
Like,
was probably like that brought back
that was hardcore.
that brought back the joy of airsoft for me. Like that.
Dude, we were breaching.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, yo, this is amazing. And then you realize, oh, this field kind of sucks. It was like going up there, being stuck on the stairs is cool the first time.
Oh, yeah.
But then every time you go back, it's the same experience.
Hotel was fantastic with 10 on 10.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
so good.
Beautiful.
40 on 40.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. 40 on 40 stuck in the stairs, not a fun time.
Yeah. But Carlos, thank you for helping us where you could. We were,
Yeah. He was doing it until I became the game master at the end of the.
we became the game
We were-
masters.
Yeah. I was like, we're running the games.
Yep. It's our games now.
And then Carlos just like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, it's okay, man. You're doing your best. We'll help you out. We'll help you out.
We'll
We'll
help
help
you
you out. We'll help you out.
yeah, we paid to join and then ended up running
I
shit.
paid to work.
Yeah.
I paid to work.
Was that it? Did we do an internship?
Yeah, I think I did an internship. Oh my god! But yeah, that was that experience. You brought me back into airsoft basically because I was able to play with the consistent friend group because my friend group, they were kind of like dissipating.
It happens, man.
It happens.
It's a leaky bucket.
And I was playing with Japanese people, and they were a great consistent friend group, but I couldn't really like do memes and stuff with them. But they're still great. Love those guys. Fantastic guys. So you, and then I think the second time I felt like quitting is when I started playing with the Air Force guys at OPS, and we had a couple games where it was just us and like a couple Japanese dudes.
I saw those games on YouTube.
Yeah.
You were doing 10 at 10 at Ops.
Yep.
Where it's normally like 40 on 40.
Yes.
And I was like, how are you running the middle? How are you running to CQB?
How are you doing anything?
How are you not hit by 19 people? And it's like, wait, you got through CQB. There's normally 14 people in your POV.
Yeah.
There's one person and you flanked him. And I was like, the hell is this?
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah, it was great.
And I remember when I went to Ops the first time.
Dusty day.
It was the dusty day where all my black bag came back brown.
Coyote Brown.
Yeah. And I talked to one of the organizers. I'm like, I think there's too many players, man. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, this field seems to have a capacity for 40 people and you have over 80 people here. This game isn't fun. He's like, oh yeah, we have to make money. I'm like, oh, yeah, but it's not fun because I can't move.
Yeah.
Like, should you limit the amount of people? And that was kind of like the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wasn't complaining, but I was also complaining.
Yeah. Yeah. OPS, when I play this Sunday, it's probably gonna be the same thing. I've never played it at a full capacity.
I don't hate any Japanese field, but I found almost every Japanese field I've played at on a weekend has no limit on the capacity. And the capacity that the field is fun with versus the capacity that the field can legally handle is completely different.
Yeah, there's a very sharp dip in diminishing returns for Japanese fields. It's just like fun, horrible.
So Kashkiri, like charter games is where it's at. Low player counts, squads, fantastic. When you have a field that's designed for 40 people and there's 100 people there, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. And you have one life. Actually, they give you 2 lives there.
It doesn't matter. You can just go and not have fun again.
That's true. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I won't have fun on Sunday. Because I'm remembering the videos now. I would always run to that building.
You should hope it rains. If it rains,
it's not. It's going to be super sunny.
If it rains the day before Airsoft, you'll have fun because half the people will cancel.
That's right.
And you'll have a great time.
That's right.
But if it's a sunny day, you're going to have a shit time.
Yeah, it's going to be super sunny, 18 degrees. See, this is why I haven't played Airsoft. This is why I've been here for 2 months.
Well, that and you're
September,
poor.
October. Yeah, but I'm not poor. I just spent all my money getting bitches. I'll say it. I was supposed to make a video about this.
You in the hub?
Bro. I'm at the hub, bro. I'm too expensive. I could have played Airsoft for the hub.
It actually is quite expensive.
4 drinks is fucking Airsoft, man.
Yeah. Airsoft in Japan.
All right, guys. I think we're going to cut the video here. Thanks so much for watching. This has been the Whiskey and Guns podcast. Probably the only episode you're ever going to get. It's probably going to rebrand it to 3 different things by the time this is over.
I'm going to rebrand it.
Yeah. And Stuart will also have a version of this. He'll cut up whatever he wants. And thank you. It's been great.
This episode is brought to you by Hefe Airsoft and Poppins Patches.